Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. JLR investigates outside the Superior Court, Waterbury, Connecticut. Kimberly Sullivan, the monster mom. She has court coming in. She's going to be coming in here shortly from outside here. We're going to see her as she arrives to court. We're talking about the woman that held her stepson captive inside their Waterbury home for 20 years, folks. The police said this is one of the most egregious case they've ever handled. And I'm out here. Now, there is some media out here. There's a guy out here ready with this photograph. There's some media across the street. They're starting to pile in. Now, she has court at 10 a.m., assuming that you'll arrive between now and 10 a.m., maybe flanked with her lawyers, maybe by herself, but she is not in the courtroom yet, and she has to enter the courthouse here. She's out on bond, GPS. We'll see what happens today. We'll see what happens with court. Last time she was mobbed by reporters right outside here. She was mobbed by reporters. And folks, she came and she actually drove up. She had a handler. And opened the door for her and did all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I believe it was her attorney, and I believe it was people affiliated with her. Now, it's pretty empty out here, folks. Pretty empty out here. So we're going to stick around. We're going to ask Kimberly Sullivan the tough questions right to her face. We're going to ask her the tough questions right on her face. This is called the Monster Mom. Monster Mom. Monster Mom. So I'm going to spin the camera around, and then we're just going to talk a little bit. Google her. Kimberly Sullivan. We've covered this case. We're going to go over to the house in a little bit. We're going to go over to the house, and we're going to see the home, the House of Horrors. The House of Horrors. But the police chief said this is the worst case he's ever seen, ever. And this is really, really bad. We're talking about the stepson was held captive since, before he was a teenager. No one even noticed. And he set his own home on fire. He's in his early 30s. We're not going to say his name on JLR Investigates until, it's put out there by other media or the authorities or the prosecutor. We're not gonna say who the stepson's name is. But when he came out, he was literally 68 pounds, like malnourished. I have to look around my surroundings because you never know when she's going to show up. You never know when Kimberly Sullivan is going to show up. So let me spin the camera around, show you what's going on out here, and she is most likely going to pull up here shortly. I hope the reception is well. And we'll see what happens, folks. Come on in. JLR Investigates. Monster Mom, Kimberly Sullivan. How are we looking on the reception? Is the reception good here? Is the reception good out here? See a lot of people in the chat piling in. Everybody wants to see the Monster Mom. Everybody wants to see the Monster Mom. Her attorney probably will arrive here first. And we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, the reception's great out here. All right, crystal clear. Let's make this perfectly crystal clear. Out here. We'll see what happens. Let's wait for her to happen. Let's see her right to her face. You see media across the street. Media has been piling in. Media. Oh, the bell. Folks, this stepson was held captive inside this home, right, that he actually burnt down because he could never come out. And if he came out, he was basically brainwashed and supervised at all times by Kimberly Sullivan, and probably at the time her late husband, who died, by the way, we're talking about, folks, that it was so bad and he was so desperate that he set his own home on fire. And then when fire and police came to put out the fire, he announces that he needs help and they rescue him. She ultimately gets charged. Now, I can tell you, folks, I spoke to someone here before I went live. There's spectators. They're already inside the courtroom. They're telling me that Kimberly could be involved with a murder years back of a woman. She and another guy involved with the murder of a woman. Maybe, I think, 1986, in that range. So that will be interesting too, if she gets caught up with other crimes. Remember, there was 2 siblings also living in the house at one point. Why didn't anyone, report what was going on? Why didn't anyone, blow the whistle is beyond me. And why isn't anyone else charged? Now, her defense says she's innocent. Her defense says she's innocent. Do you believe that Kimberly Sullivan is innocent? You want to hear the other side, but nevertheless, 68 pounds, 5'9"-ish, 68 pounds, 32-year-old man, missed out on his teens, missed out on his 20s. No one, not any of the neighbors even knew about him. It's pretty bad, folks. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. We're gonna... Yeah, last time he was in school was literally like 11 or 12 years old. Like, soon as it originated where in school people reported what was going on, and then she immediately took her kid out of school. So we got that situation. But yeah, she arrives here shortly. We'll see what's going on. And I'm going to go into the court hearing and listen in. But so far, it's very quiet out here. There's not a lot of people out here at this time. So we will see. We will see. We will see. We'll see who shows up. We'll see if her attorneys show up today. I'm sure they will. We will see. Stay with me, folks. I wanted to just come on early just in case she would have arrived early. But she could arrive anywhere between now and 10 a.m. at her court hearing. This is inside the courthouse right here. Inside the courthouse there. Some media are starting to come over. Trying to get that money shot. Trying to get that money shot outside the courthouse. Afterward, we're going to take a walk and check out her home. So we'll do another live feed outside her home.
Not yet. It's not. No, they take you last time. I was going to say they had it last time. Put up the barricades. The first day they didn't either. She comes right down the middle. She gets dropped off. Basically, yeah, right around
Don't record me, I'm going to talk about places. I don't want to be seen up there.
They're off.
I'll delete them.
Okay.
No, the cameras are not on. I just
I'm afraid to be on camera because of what they do.
Hey, these guys. I'm going to help grab the job.
He said they're afraid to be on camera because of what they do. That's funny. He started laughing because the woman came in and goes, I don't want to be on camera, please, I don't want to be on camera. And he goes, they're afraid to be on camera because they don't want people to know what they do. Exactly, right? Nothing to hide. You're in a public place, you got no expectation of privacy out there. All right, so we're waiting for Kimberly Sullivan to arrive. Gonna wait for Kimberly Sullivan to arrive at the courthouse. She's gonna be here with her lawyers very, very soon. There's another news. More media has arrived. Media is arriving. Media is arriving. The conditions that this person, this victim, was subjected to, reading the affidavit of probable cause, is horrifying, folks. Horrifying what this victim, according to the affidavit of probable cause, what this victim was subjected to. So maybe the victim even shows today. Possibly. Maybe the biological mom to the victim, because remember, this is her stepson. Now she's blaming it on her late husband. I think that's ridiculous, considering the late husband died over a year prior, and this still was going on. If it was her so-called late husband's fault, then why didn't Kimberly do something from the time her late husband died all the way up to over a year later when he burnt the home down to be rescued? You would think that Kimberly, as soon as, if she wants to blame it on the ex-husband, you would think if the ex-husband died, then Kimberly would immediately take this kid out of the home, and this young adult now, he's actually a middle-aged adult, and get him help and get him medical treatment and save him. But she didn't do that. So it's going to be interesting, folks. I think she's going to ultimately plea out. Now, she's facing life in prison. I'm shocked someone facing up to life in prison is even out on the streets. Some people think that her bond, she shouldn't even have gotten a bond. She shouldn't even have gotten a bond at all. How in the world does she get a bond? But she is on GPS. So they know about her movements. They know where she's at. They were trying to get her on house arrest. The judge didn't put her on house arrest, but definitely put her on GPS. So she might be coming in with an ankle bracelet. Coming in right about here. She's going to be coming in right about here. Media is all ready. We're ready for Kimberly Sullivan. Kimberly Sullivan might get that JLR treatment. She might get that JLR treatment. Now she is now represented by an individual named Norm Pattis. And Norm Pattis is an attorney that has represented some of the worst of the worst. Norm Pattis is a paid attorney. Some people call him an ambulance chaser. Norm Pattis has represented, I thought somebody was coming. I got to be on standby. Like, my mind is like, I'm looking all over the map. This is like holding this. But Norm Pattis, he had his bar license suspended. He leaked information in reference to the Alex Jones Sandy Hook case, had his bar license suspended. He kept a retainer on Fotes Duelis. The case of Jennifer Duelis, Fotes Duelis, the husband, he represented her. Fotes Duelis ultimately offed himself. Yeah, Norm Pattis represented a January 6th defendant and a lot of other people, but now Norm Pattis wants to get his fingers in on this case. So maybe Norm Pattis arrives today. Maybe he arrives today too, with her. Maybe she arrives with her attorneys. Doesn't seem like Kimberly Sullivan has support in the community. There's no one out here in support of her. It's actually seems like it's much quieter than it was the last time she came here. Last time she came here, she pulled up and she was mobbed by reporters, mobbed, and they ushered her right in. So I don't think anyone is in support of her here. But we're approaching the time when she arrives, folks. So we will see. She'll be arriving here in the next, I would say she probably comes a little bit before 10 a.m. So she could come anywhere between now and 10 a.m. I'm thinking 9:45-ish. So another half hour, but we're on standby. We're on standby. We're on standby. And then I'm going to go in and attend the hearing and listen to details. Waterbury. I am in Waterbury. Reporting live from Waterbury. JLR investigates. I'll show you exactly where I am on the map. Let me get it out. Where am I? Where am I? I'm going to show you on the map as soon as I get this map up. This is where I'm at. Waterbury, Connecticut. We're in Waterbury, Connecticut. A lot of people are arriving to come to court for their own issues. No tripod on this one. I think she's going to spend a long, long time in prison for this. I'm talking like she's on her last days of freedom, for sure. Looks like there's police. A lot of police around here. Lowering the flag. Waiting to see if any of her attorneys arrive. I'm thinking her attorneys would arrive first. Yep. Let's see what happens with Kimberly Sullivan today. Let's see if maybe she pleads guilty. How about that? Maybe she accepts responsibility and pleads guilty. What do you think? Think she'll plead guilty today? Much warmer today than yesterday, I can say. It feels great out here. It's beautiful out here. People are like, no, she's not. Remember her other attorney, what was the other attorney? Colladis Law Firm said she's innocent. She's innocent. You really think she's innocent? Holding someone inside their home for 20 years, literally locked in a room 23 hours a day, only come out a little bit, drinking from toilet water, malnutrition. You really think that she did nothing wrong? I don't think so. I don't think so, folks. I'm not buying it. I've already came up with my conclusion. Well, you know, here's the thing about it is, somebody said defense attorneys are despicable. Yeah, I guess every defendant has the right for representation. However, in this particular case, she wasn't appointed a public defender. Private attorneys took her case. Therefore, a private attorney for money takes her case. For money. It's not like this, an attorney has no choice. Any attorney can choose who they want if you're in private practice, right? So what in the world would our attorneys even want to take this case? Shows how bottom they are too, in my opinion. The attorneys, right? The attorneys, any attorneys that wants to take her case because she gives them money is, to me, sick and disgusting. Now, public defenders kind of get a free pass because they don't have a choice. You know, the courts represent someone and they have to defend the worst. But private attorneys have a choice. They have a choice. And so you have a private attorney, probably most likely knows she's guilty, but it's going to play a game, and try to get a guilty person less time, a plea bargain, try to mitigate the situation, manipulate the situation. Who knows if they'll try to blame it. I think they're going to try to blame it on the dead husband. He's dead. He can't defend himself. I think they're going to blame it on the dead husband as a defense. Blame it on the dead husband. We shall see.
I would do one more if you go.
All right, so this is just a wait and see, folks. Waiting for Kimberly Sullivan to arrive.
That's a little. Yeah, and actually,
Yeah, media is starting to come in. Plant their cameras. I don't even think there's going to be a defense. I think ultimately she's going to plead. I truly doubt that this even goes to trial. What are you pleading to? 20 years? What are you pleading to? 20 years? People are saying in the chat more or less she kept him captive for 20 years. So now keep her captive for 20 years. Or put her in for 40 years. I believe there's a feed in the courtroom. So we'll talk about it later. I'm going to go in and check the case out. See what happens. That guy looks familiar. How much time do you think Kimberly Sullivan should get? How much time do you think she'll ultimately get? People are saying 5 to 10 years, 5 years, 5 years. I mean, obviously, if you take it to trial, you most likely get more time. We're waiting. We're waiting for Kimberly Sullivan. Kimberly Sullivan, come on down. Come on down, Kimberly Sullivan. "20 years, 5 years suspended." Interesting. They do suspend sentences in Connecticut, don't they? Some of the sentences get suspended. Partial. Sometimes a lot of it, sometimes a little of it. They're all waiting. All these people are going to be mad when I block their view. Because I'm going right up to her car as soon as she pulls up. They're going to be all mad. Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Stop! You're blocking the shot. You don't like it? Move up there with me. It's a public street. Oh yeah, as soon as she pulls up, I'm going as close as I can go. She's going to confront the witch. The wicked witch of Waterbury. Kimberly Sullivan, the wicked witch of Waterbury. JLR investigates. Boots on the ground. Kimberly Sullivan, the monster mom, will be here shortly for a court hearing. Probably flanked by maybe a handler, maybe her attorney. Doubt it'll be her supporters, because I can't see who in their right mind would even want to support or even show up in court in support of her. I couldn't see anyone wanting to do that. Look. Long time. All in crime is here. I think a lot of the media outlets are here. Like a lot of the I saw different media outlets. Insider Edition was out here. Now I just heard them say that they will not be giving a press conference, because last time they were here, her lawyer gave a press conference out here. I don't even think they should get a platform to sit out here and spew their lies and their manipulation to the public and their version. This is a serious matter. There is a early 30-year-old victim out here that has been severely traumatized for 20 years. Think about this, folks. The man came out of that burning house at like 68 pounds, 5'9". Now, I know you guys heard about the Holocaust, and I don't want to actually refer to this as the Holocaust, but we're talking about Holocaust level evil here, of starvation. Here he is. I really think it's shameful that you are defending a monster.
Thank you.
Why are you
Have a
doing it
great
for
day.
money? Why are you selling your soul to
Have
the
a
devil
great day.
for money?
Kiss my ass, buddy.
Shameful. Shameful for you to do that. Shameful for you to do
Live
that.
a life.
Yeah, shameful for you to do that. Shameful. Shame on you. Shame on you. It's her attorney. That's her attorney. One of her attorneys. One of her attorneys. Disgusting. That's that colitis guy. Whatever his name is, colitis. He's here. Her attorney's here. Disgusting. Yeah, the colitis guy. I want to see if Norm Pattis arrives. The other guy. sicko. Any attorney that takes this case is a sicko. He told me to get a life. He told me to get a life. Sicko. How much is he getting paid to defend a monster? Sicko. £68. All right, where are you at, Kimberly Sullivan? Monster Mom. Monster Mom will be coming in shortly. That just shows you how grimy some of these attorneys are. They sell their soul to the devil. He doesn't have to take this case. He wasn't appointed this case. He chose to defend Monster Mom and then put blame on others. Deny that she ever did a crime. Are you kidding me? We don't buy it on JLR Investigates. I don't. Maybe you do. I don't. I don't buy that nonsense. Yeah, she certainly looks well fed, right? Yeah, I think we got about 20 minutes left until she arrives at court, so we'll see. I think she's coming soon. Oh, there's one of the family members. That is, who is that? Somebody affiliated with, can someone share who exactly that is on the left? Sister? Victim's sister. Who is that person right there with the back turned?
I actually was there. And then when you said,
Right. Way more complicated.
She's got some sort of sign. She's got a sign on her.
Yeah.
She waved. She waved. Any minute, folks.
Yeah. Or for true crime, I do some productions here and there. AI kind of thing. I bought.
Yeah, I'll see if they want to talk later on. They're kind of just far back, so I'm not so sure they even want to talk. You know, that's victims' siblings, I believe. So, you know, until they choose to speak, we're not just going to go up to them with a camera. If they come down, they want to talk. Of course, I'll ask questions. Plus, I can't miss out on Kimberly. Can't miss out on Kimberly Sullivan, aka Monster Mom. So, if she gets shamed, it's going to be all over these people's clips in their future broadcast, you know. Kimberly Sullivan was shamed outside the courtroom today.
So.
Protesters out there shaming Kimberly Sullivan as she arrives for court. Face charges keeping her stepson captive for years. 2 decades. 2 decades. Yeah, she's trying to go the last minute. She's trying to do one of those things where you arrive right in and go right in. She ain't trying to sit in that courtroom. Another sicko. Her attorney. Spewing lies. All right, Kimberly, come on in. You're the next contestant. JLR investigates. This might be like one of those quick 30-second digs. Like she opens the door, flanked by somebody, and just zooms right in. One of those drive-bys, right? It's what she did before. Literally, they did before. She pulled up. Someone came around. Her attorney, actually. So if her attorney comes back out, that's a sign, because her attorney was waiting at the curb the last time she was here. And then the attorney opened up the door, and she just beelined in there. And you see, it's 15 seconds at the most. So 15 seconds. Make every second work for it. 15 seconds. Every second counts. 15 seconds is nothing compared to the 20 years she held her stepson captive inside their Waterbury home. Was it 2 Blake Street? So we're gonna go down and see what is up. We're gonna go to the home after this, after the court hearing. We'll go down to the home. I'm gonna go in there with a notebook and see what's going on.
Yeah, the good thing about her, it seems like to stay ahead. Yeah. I like all
Some courthouses, you know, some courthouses you don't have the luxury of parking right in front of the front door. Some of them you got to walk through the parking lot. You got to walk through a distance. So she over there, one of the person with the one of the family members victim has a sign. Something. There's a sign that says something. Probably something for the victims or something. She got a sign. People in the chat. Kimberly Sullivan, court hearing coming up. Look, over here. What's your name?
Allie.
Allie. Hi, I'm JLR.
Hi.
What brings you out here today?
Justice for MV1.
It's your son?
Yes.
Talk. A lot of people we've been covering this case, and tell us about your son. What's happening? What's going on? Your thoughts on Kimberly Sullivan? Everything.
Well, thankfully he's out of evil's hands right now, and he's getting stronger. Sorry, allergies are killing me.
Oh, you're good.
He needs to get justice.
Do you mind sharing your son's name?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, because some people didn't know.
Let him have his privacy.
Gotcha.
Okay? He needs to continually get better and stronger and healthier, mentally, physically. We just need to make sure that justice is done for him. It's all about the justice for him.
Hi Tracy, how are you?
Hi.
Tell me about how you feel ahead of this hearing.
Well, we already know what's going to happen today. Its attorney is going to try getting the GPS removed, and its attorney is going to try getting the court case moved to a different jurisdiction. However, you were all here at the last court case, at the last court hearing, and they stated that my client has been found guilty throughout the world, so it wouldn't matter whether it's here in Waterbury or whether it's in another jurisdiction. The things that I have been watching about him are absolutely
Disgusting.
Yes, that's an understatement. And how can you say, well, because he didn't have any chains or any handcuffs on him, that he wasn't held captive? You don't need chains and you don't need handcuffs to be held captive. We all know this. We weren't born yesterday.
What did you make of your son's statement that he released last week?
He sounds very strong, and it's very encouraging that he's actually able to speak up and take his life back. He needs that. He's a full-grown man now.
Was it emotional for you reading that? What was it like for you?
I cry every day, so I mean, it's hard. It's hard.
How hard is it today, getting prepared to go in? What emotions have been going through?
Anger. I control myself every time I have to step into this courtroom and be an adult and not do anything stupid. And I won't do anything stupid because he needs justice.
Do you think that state failed your son in any way?
The state failed me in 10,000 different ways. DCF, the police department, everybody. Everybody in the state failed. Between my daughter and my son, and even up till today, they failed me.
Tracy, a big part of this has been that he was 68 pounds when he was found, but he says in his statement he's starting to recover. I mean, have you gotten any other word on his improvement?
I haven't, again, the state failed me again. So not only has he been withheld from me for the last 32 years, they're still withholding him from me now.
How'd you feel when you saw his statement?
Very happy that he's stronger and he's getting healthier. It still breaks my heart because he still needs to know what love is. He was denied that.
How about the two daughters? I mean, are you still hoping at some point that if the police find it necessary that they charge the two daughters as well?
they need to charge them. They also need to charge the boyfriend, the husband. They all knew he was there. They all knew he was there. And even my son will say that he wants justice for everybody.
Do you think that part of this defense could be that they try to put it on Kregg, who we know has passed away?
They could try all they want. They could try all they want. I mean, granted, was he a pushover? Yes. But the only thing that he did from me is keep my son from me. And as for him growing up and getting locked in a room from the time he was 3, and yes, it was 3, not 11. And he stated that already. They found rappers, and that's when they started. But it got worse when he turned 11.
But do you think Kregg tried to stop this, or what do you think was going on there?
I can't even tell you what is in the mind of that person. Honestly, who does that to anybody? Who does that?
Tracy, can you tell us who you're with today? The signs and all this?
This is Allie. She's actually wanting justice for my son.
I'm just here to show support.
What made you come out here? You obviously felt compelled to come out here with the sign and.
Because I'm outraged. Because what happened to him was horrific and unacceptable. And like she said, like the system failed him so many different times, and it's not acceptable. There needs to be accountability and there needs to be justice. Like, he deserved to have a life. He's the same age as me. I think that's also something that hits me really hard with this. He's the same age as me. And I think of like when I was in 4th grade and imagining like if my life had stopped back then, and it's just horrific to think about. Like, this is just inhumane treatment, and he deserved so much better. And I just want to show support.
You were here last time as well, too.
I was.
I mean, how was it like seeing her, you know?
I mean, disgusting. It was disgusting seeing her in person.
And it is every time.
How do you spell your first and last name?
A-L-Y, and then P-R-I-C-E, Allie Price.
If she pleads or gets convicted, what do you think the punishment should be?
I mean,
the next 20 years in solitary confinement.
That's a minimum. I mean, to be honest, I expect Norm Pattis and Colotis to already be planning a retrial, and I mean, we'll see how that goes. I'm worried about her getting out at that point for a retrial. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. God bless you and stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you see her? Did Kimberly arrive yet? She's not coming. She's not coming? Okay. Huh? I was just told she's not coming today. She's not coming today. She could have got the JLR treatment. Yeah, so I'm going to go in here shortly. She's not coming today, they said. She is not coming today. So the only person we can shame today is her attorney. She's not going to be here today. All right, so what time is it? What time are we looking at? They just said that she's not coming today. She's not coming today. So she did a fuckaroo, or maybe some courts don't require some people to make their appearance. You would think that she would have to come to the court hearing. Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna go over to the house. I'm gonna go in the court hearing shortly. What time is it? 9:57. I don't think Norm Pattis is coming either. I wanna talk to her more. Let's see if she wants to talk. Oh, what's this? A press conference. Look, you're gonna have a press conference out here. You're gonna have a press conference out here. Looks like they're gonna give a press conference. Can we talk? I'm YouTube live. Yeah, sure. All right, I didn't catch your name again.
It's Allie.
Allie.
A-L-Y, and then Price, P-R-I-C-E.
Allie, man, this is a crazy case, Allie. Like, literally,
Hey,
it's
what's up?
you're like out here with the sign and everything.
I was hoping there'd be more people. I did try to organize more, but I don't care if I'm the only one out here, so.
As far as I heard you talking about her attorneys, what's your thoughts on Kimberly Sullivan's attorneys?
I could say a lot about her attorneys. I'm not sure how much I want to say exactly, but I'm personally triggered by Norm Pattis being involved now. Back in 2019, he represented my abuser in a different case where I'm known as Jane Doe, so I'm not going to specify which case that was. But I was personally triggered to see that he's now representing Kim.
Is that why you're out here too?
No, I was out here before that. That was just an extra layer on top of it.
So, Kimberly had two other siblings living in the house?
No, she had two daughters.
Daughters.
Yeah.
What's up with them? Where are they at? Like what are they doing? Like, have they come out here? Have they spoken?
I have not seen them out here. I came out here last time. This is my second time coming out. I don't know where they're at. I'd love to know why they aren't speaking up. They should be speaking up. They know damn well what was going on in that house.
They've lived there for a long, long time. The fact that she's blaming her husband for this, who died over a year prior, what's up with that?
I mean, it's easy to blame the dead guy. That's what it comes down to, because he's not here to defend himself. I think he probably, like Tracy said, I don't know this guy at all, but from what I've heard, it sounds like he was a pushover. But what I don't understand is, how do you allow somebody to do that to your son? I can't grasp that.
So, what did Kimberly do for a living?
From what I heard, she worked at Macy's and JCPenney's at the mall. I've heard she was also a lunch lady at her daughter's private school, because she sent them to a private school, I guess, after she pulled MV1 out of school. Because obviously you can't send your daughters to the same school you just pulled him out of. So I just find that kind of ironic. How are you serving food to other kids but not to your stepson?
Spill the tea on Kimberly. What are some things out there that people don't know or the media hasn't talked about?
I mean, I've been following the case as much as anybody else. I don't think I really know anything more than anyone else knows.
Yeah, everyone wants to know, like, who is she? Where's she from? Where's she at now? You know, like, where's she at now?
I'm sure she'll be here in a few minutes.
No, she's not coming today. I mean, like,
she's not.
Like, where's she staying? Like,
I heard that she was staying with one of her daughters. I'm not sure where that is, though.
One of the same daughters that was living in the house with her at the time. Yeah, everybody wants to know if, like, the daughters are going to be charged. Like,
I don't understand why they're not charged already. I would love to see them get charged. And I've seen people argue, like, oh, well, they were probably abused as well. But if we look at that case, the Ruby Franke case out of, I forget what state that was in, she had a daughter named Sherry Franke, and she grew up in a dysfunctional house as well, and she never stopped advocating for her younger siblings. So I don't buy this crap of, oh, well, they were just abused too, they didn't know any better. It's like, no, it is a matter of knowing the difference between right and wrong and speaking up.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, the penalty, I asked you guys what do you think the penalty should be.
I mean, I don't think I can say on TV or anything what I think the penalty should be, but I mean, she should have to suffer as much as he did, honestly.
Do you think she'll get off?
That's where I'm concerned about the Norm Pattis, Pilotus with them, because I guarantee you right now they are already planning a retrial, saying, oh, well, the jury was poisoned ahead of time, they released those photos and the body cam and blah, blah, blah. I guarantee it's not going to end when she gets sentenced, and they're going to fight for retrial, because that's what Norm Pattis did in my case, and my abuser got let free because of that.
Pilotus told me to get a life. By the way, when he was walking in, he told me to get a life, because I have my opinions. I'm in 100% in support of Kimberly. We've been covering the case, and I think it's very grimy and horrible that a defense attorney would even want to take this paid. It's not like they were public defenders and they have no choice. They're paid. They choose to. And the
I
fact
think he's doing it for the attention.
for self-exposure and self-gain.
I'm trying to censor myself because you're filming, but I think he's an attention whore. That's what it is.
Yeah, supposedly he's supposed to give a press conference out here. That's what they probably do. Like they like to give
doing that every time.
Press conferences and wow.
What about for you? Do you plan on getting some more protesters together to help support your cause?
I've been trying. Clearly nobody else showed up. It doesn't matter. I'll still show up even if I'm the only person here, because I really want justice for him, and I do care a lot about his well-being and everything, and it breaks my heart of everything he was robbed of. So if I'm the only person here, whatever, I'll keep showing up. I did try to organize online more people, but I don't know.
Have you seen him? When's the last time you were able to see him?
I've never met him. I've never seen him.
How'd you hear about the story?
Because you guys have been covering it nonstop.
I saw you with his sister, right? And have you got a bond with her sister now? Familiar or?
I met her through this case. I didn't know her mom previously. I just kind of met them through the case.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. Be safe.
You said you wanted to know a little bit something.
Yeah, tell what's your name?
You didn't know what happened.
No.
My name is Matthew.
Hi, Matthew. JLR, how are you?
I'm well. I was here last time too, but I think her senior year of high school, her and her friend went out to a bar. They met some guy.
What year was that? 86?
86.
Yeah, I'm hearing about 80.
Will be 86, and then her yearbook, I think she said the best summer of her life was 86.
So what happened in 1986?
She, don't quote me, but
yeah.
I think back to my recollection from the story was her and her friend who was 16 went out to a bar, met some dude. They went to a park afterwards. There was an argument. She left, took her purse. She was pretty inebriated. I don't think she was able to walk or whatever, but the guy who she was with left her there to go get his car to come back to give her a ride. And I think some guy who was out on parole for kidnapping and rape found her in the park, kidnapped her, raped her, threw her body in the woods, and ain't find her for 5 years. But yeah, that's something from her.
So you think she has her fingerprints on this some way, shape, or form?
What of that?
Yeah.
No, I just think it's
weird.
Pretty. I mean, from what the sister was saying of the girl who got murdered, she never contacted them. That they had to call her repeatedly to get her purse.
I think that says a lot
She
about her
didn't.
too.
She didn't
why
go
are
to
you
the.
stealing your drunk friend's purse and
She
then
didn't go to the
abandoning your drunk
funeral.
friend?
Yeah.
And that was the best summer of her high school.
So how old would she have been back then?
18. The girl was 16.
Yeah, someone else told me coming in about this 1986 murder that she was with a purse and everything like that.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. I have to look more into that.
Yeah.
Are you guys shocked that she's out on bond?
I'm not shocked, but she shouldn't be.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty low.
She was just quick too. But whatever, that's the system.
Well, that's a big question too, because people have looked into her finances and stuff. She had crappy retail jobs. She had 2 mortgages on that house. Her and Kregg had filed for bankruptcy twice within 5 years. How is she affording this? So this comes back to Pilotus is probably doing this for the attention, and Norm Pattis is no different. He just loves attention.
So you think they're just taking it free for exposure?
Yeah. Look at all the cameras.
You don't think they might be systematically trying to throw her under the bus?
I think Pilotus and Pattis are trying to defend her what they think is the best they can, even though there's no defense for any of this. But I think they're really just doing this for the attention.
It's going to be horrible if she drags this out and forces the victim to come in and testify. Because
they're going to. And if you watch, News Nation, I mean, Pilotus already said he's going to have to be cross-examined. And I know personally what that's like to be cross-examined by Pattis's firm, and that's another reason why my heart goes out to him, because they do play dirty, they do try to victim blame, and it's disgusting.
So you have a personal experience with the lawyer or his firm?
Norm Pattis, his firm. I don't want to get too into it because this isn't about me, but yeah, in 2019 he defended my abuser, who I had to stop following that case for my own mental health, but the last I knew he was out on jury selection for a retrial. I was listed as Jane Doe in that case. That's why I don't want to get too into specifics, but not because a prosecutor told me, but because I was able to find public documents online. I know that Pattis used me as the reason for the retrial, and he said my testimony was irrelevant. So I know how dirty he plays.
Pattis had his law license suspended for a significant period of time. That he actually was involved with the retainer for Fotes Duelis, the husband of Jennifer Duelis.
Right.
He defended a January 6th defendant as part of the Alex Jones case. Yeah. It seems like he gets involved with these very interesting cases. Or
it seems like he chooses the most disgusting people he can for the attention. My case wasn't very publicized as much as the others, but yeah, he seems to just do this for the attention and to defend the most disgusting people he can.
Did they already get here?
She is not here today.
She's not here, but the attorney came in?
Yeah, the attorney's here. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so we had to use the attorney as the consolation prize as far as the JLR treatment, because Kimberly Sullivan is not required to be in court today. Would have been interesting. But we're going to definitely go over to the house after this. I guess he's going to give a press conference. I should pepper him with questions at his own press conference here, because he's going to use it to spew a bunch of nonsense, right? Free speech him, free speech me, right? Free speech, public street, free speech. Public street, free speech. Press conference lined up. So we'll see if this attorney comes out. I'm gonna wait around. I'm not gonna go in there because I think everyone is out here wondering what's, and it might be recorded in there, so I think it would be related. We'll see. We'll see.
Then what happened,
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
Good morning. Reporting outside the Superior Court in Waterbury, Connecticut. JLR investigates, covering the Kimberly Sullivan case. So, Monster Mom will go over there and do a live stream in front of her house where this happened just in a bit. We'll wait for the attorney to come out and give his view of whatever he's going to say. And we'll hear what he has to say. Man, I really wanted to see Kimberly Sullivan. Well, I'll have to do it next time. There's always a next time. There's always a next time. There's always a next time. Some other cases that are going on, folks. We are in the area covering serial killers. Serial killers. There is 7 bodies have been found throughout New England. One a little bit south of here in New Haven. We're going to go check that out. Body of Denise Leary. We're going to go check that out in a bit, and then we're going to go to the different locations of all these bodies and then show you what the area looks like. Luigi Mangione, the United Healthcare CEO shooter, has court on Friday in New York. So me and Magnolia anticipate to go check that out, and then we'll go to where Luigi Mangione shot Brian Thompson. We'll go through Central Park. We'll go up to the hostel. We'll show you all the key locations centered around that case. We might see Luigi in court if we can get in. Not so sure if he's going to have a big fan support out there, but we're going to go see Luigi. We're going to go see that rhymes. We're going to go see Luigi. I had to hold my hand against the perch because my hand gets tired. So we are just waiting out here at a press conference. I think what you heard was the key here is to get her GPS taken off. That's not going to happen. Her GPS needs to stay on, particularly with spending, facing life in prison. But there has been other bodies that have been found too in the New England. I'm hearing another one was pulled up in Rhode Island, so we're gonna look into that too. We're gonna look into all these bodies, all over the place. Is there a serial killer out on the loose? One thing I like out here is every place that we've been to has had great reception. Maybe it's connected all over Connecticut with the great reception. So that's pretty good too. Come on in, folks. JLR investigates. I wish Kimberly Sullivan was here. But maybe that's a good thing because it might have been a good thing. You always think when things happen, they happen for a reason. For everyone's sake. For everyone's sake. For everyone's sake. JLR investigates outside Waterbury. Waterbury, I don't know. It's kind of like an old industrial town here. There's like a train station across the street. It's like trains. But it is.
To be honest, I wanted to be real.
By the way, MV1 is male victim 1.
So that's why. Because I'm like lost down. Oh my God.
Male victim number 1, by the way. If everyone wanted to see MV1, what that stands for, I believe that's male victim number 1. Male victim. And I asked her, would you mind if you reveal the name? She didn't want to reveal the name of the victim. I thought maybe she would have mentioned him or whatever like that. She goes, if he chooses to come out, he chooses to come out, and maybe he's not ready. And I don't blame him, Traumatized, years of this, subjected to this. Pretty traumatizing, It's going to take this guy a long time. Some people recover fast, but we're talking about years of possible issues, It's just horrible. I can't imagine being trapped in a room like that, subjected to deplorable conditions. Horrible, and drinking from the toilet, according to the affidavit. And they have not released the name, by the way. They have not released the name whatsoever. Absolutely agree. He deserves his privacy. It doesn't hurt to ask the mother if she'll reveal the name. And she said not at this time. Gotta ask the questions. You never know. Sometimes you ask questions. But I think we learned a little bit about, I guess she worked at Macy's and JCPenney's. She's involved with a possible other incident of a murder back in 1986. She was with somebody that got murdered. So I'm going to be looking up more into that 1986 case. The 1986 case. So we'll see what happened there. Actually, you okay? She bumped her head there. She bumped her head. I heard the boom. She bumped her head. Oh, I bumped my head yesterday when she went dong. I bumped my head yesterday on the stick when I was out there looking for cereal birds. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, the weather's great now. I had a sweatshirt. I'm getting kind of hot.
Wait, was he being serious?
Hopefully it wasn't funny to me.
No.
I was like, I didn't get it.
I shot a whole season of TV of him for his Discovery Channel show. Somehow he explained why. He's the only reasonable person because he's like the president of like John. Yeah.
He's going to be giving a press conference out here.
I'm sure you can't find half the Pentagon's budget. I'm sure it has something to do with what's flying.
Look. This is investigative reporter Jonathan Lee Richards, live outside the courthouse, Waterbury, Connecticut, covering the Kimberly Sullivan case. Kimberly Sullivan, accused of holding her stepson captive inside their Waterbury home for 20 years, folks. Her attorney's about to speak out here at the press conference. We're out here live at the scene. Yeah, we got a Kimball. We got a Kimball. I like Kimball. Yeah, wearing pants today. We're not wearing shorts. We kind of wear pants when we go into the courthouse. I was going to go in. I wanted to stick it out here. Let's see what the attorney has to say. What do you got to say? What do you have to say?
Is it gonna be like that moving forward, or they just kind of
She's eventually gonna have to come into court sometime. I guess Luigi Mangione will be the consolation prize. Maybe the prosecutor comes out here and speaks to her attorneys. Both sides. We'll see. Let me go around, see, let me get some more info, see what's transpiring. Kimberly Sullivan. Kimberly Sullivan.
who that is.
It's a woman that held her stepson captive inside a home for 20 years. You hear about that case? You from here?
Yeah, I'm from New York, but
Yeah, so she, Blake Street, you know where Blake Street is?
Yeah, I do.
So there was a home there that was set on fire, and her stepson came out, and she held him captive for 20 years.
20 years?
Came out weighing 68 pounds. He was 32 years old.
Serious? That's crazy. So
It's crazy.
So what's
She's in. Well, she has a court hearing. Her attorney. She's not here. Her attorney's here. So her attorneys are going to come out, probably, or prosecutor, somebody can come out and give a press conference.
It's crazy.
I'm surprised you don't know about the case. You're from here.
I've seen it, but
Oh, you've seen
I
it?
wasn't really looking too much
Yeah.
into it. That's crazy.
What goes on in Waterbury?
A whole bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Type shit.
I'm not from here. I'm from Florida. So.
Just investigator.
Yeah. Well, we're YouTube live. No, I'm a journalist. I'm a YouTuber journalist. So we're out here just seeing what's going on. I thought she was going to come to court. It's kind of.
Was she bonded out?
She's out on bond, and she's facing life, and they gave her a bond.
That's crazy.
Like a pretty low bond. It wasn't that high. And because she got GPS. I think she's trying to get the GPS off. I wanted really to, honestly, I wanted to kind of shame her right to her face. You know, and you never know what, you know, sometimes I get in that mood, sometimes I don't, and, you know, put the camera up in their face and ask them the tough questions, you know, and go from there, you know, wherever it turns out, however it turns out.
Not for nothing. At the end of the day, that's
Yeah.
that's fucked up that she would do something like that, especially.
Horrible.
You know what I'm saying, captive is crazy. Holding someone captive definitely is not a good look.
He literally came out, and I don't want to be, you know, insensitive to the Holocaust, but he came out like a Holocaust survivor.
That's crazy. That's fucked up.
You know. Yeah, well, you never seen like many cameras here like this before.
Oh, I did, but
What other case? Were there any other big cases around here ever?
What have been? I don't know. There'd be a lot of big cases. The last one, I guess, it was a shooting in front of the courthouse.
Shooting here?
Yes.
Here at the courthouse. Like when? When was that?
Not too long ago.
Somebody got shot right out here.
Absolutely.
Over what?
I have no clue.
Like a witness or something? Or something?
I have no clue. Not for
Wow, I had to look into that. Wow, it's not even safe in front of a courthouse. That's crazy.
That's a fact. But at the end of the day, that's state business. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for my big mother.
Gotcha.
This shit crazy though. I just wondering what's all these cameras for? Gotta be something big. Has to be.
I've seen bigger. I mean, it's, you know, this is a pretty big case. This is a national case, and a lot of people are paying attention. Like us.
Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Mario.
man. You want to say hi on cam?
No, hell no.
No, all right, Mario.
Nice to meet you.
Take care, Mario. That was a nice man. His name is Mario. He said somebody got shot outside here. No, a lot of people don't want to be on camera. Hey, Jonathan Avery, how are you? Thank you, Jonathan Avery. Jonathan, love the name. Mario over there said somebody got shot out here. I have to look into that. Anybody know about anyone getting shot? Let's see. Waterbury. Let's look it up. Waterbury, shot outside the courthouse. There you go. March of 2024. Let's look. Ah, look at that. A deliberate target outside the courthouse. So a guy was shot by an individual named Jerron Chapman outside the courthouse here. Oh man, unfortunately I think his child and mother were present. Looks like gang stuff. Probably somebody that was testifying or something. So back in March of 2024, someone got killed outside here at the courthouse. You wouldn't think courthouses are safe, but they're not. You know, matter of fact, we were covering a case in Massachusetts recently where a guy literally dressed in a gas mask went in there and sprayed everybody in the courthouse. Like he went in there and attacked the courthouse, and the district attorney said it was the third time this year the courthouse got attacked. Who would attack the courthouse? That's crazy. All right, looks like, no, I was gonna say it looks like, I thought maybe the victim's family would be out here coming out. They have a pool camera in there, but somebody was saying in the chat that they kicked everybody out. It might be like something under seal, maybe. But I'll tell you what's good for us when JLR investigates is I do like it when defendants are out on bond if you really want to ask the defendant a question, because they have to come to court at one point and they're free on the street, so you can really ask them the questions when they arrive to court, right? In and out of court. We've done our fair share of people. Even before I was YouTuber, we did a lot of question asking defendants as they arrive. I mean, I think when we were over there talking to the victim's family member, I think a lot of the media over there was asking some good questions. It's just how they clip it up later. How do they clip it up later? They clip it. We just go raw and live. We wing it. Even if we botch or mess up, oh, so be it. We keep it moving. I think it's better to give you a live perspective. Show you what's going on in real time. We don't edit and splice things up. Scripted, narrative driven, optics and music and things like that. Man, it feels so good. It's actually a very, very strong belief. I wish it was like this yesterday in Boston. I would have enjoyed myself. Oh, by the way, we got clam chowder. We got clam chowder in a soup bowl. We went down to the market. It was called the Boston Chowder. Chowder, C-H-O-W-D-A. We ate in that market there, Boston Chowder. I got myself some clam chowder. They wanted like lobster rolls and lobster chowder and everything like that for like $50 or something. It was pretty expensive, but it was a nice little market there. A lot of people that were at the finishing up the marathon, the Boston Marathon. They were in there. It was cold. It's a hot cup of soup when it's cold. It's good. It was probably like upper 40s, low 50s in that area. So I was pretty cold, but it seemed like it was strange in Boston because when we did that additional live at exit 117 off the turnpike, when we were looking for that body in that human remains spot, it seemed like it was warmer then than it was in Boston. Like the temperature actually rose up into the upper 50s, so I think it was just getting progressively warmer. Now today it feels like, I don't know what the temperature is, but with the sun and the less breeze, it feels like about 60. Waterbury, Connecticut weather. Aha, pretty right, 61. 61. Nailed it. So it feels like 60, 61. It's beautiful out here. This is like absolutely perfect. It's a lot better than Florida right now. It's like in the 80s. So we're just waiting here. We're waiting here to see what this guy has to say, what he has to spew. I don't think I'm going to interrupt him. I think I'm just going to let him speak. I could just stand there and interrupt him. I don't know. It just depends. If he starts spewing some nonsense, maybe I'll just say, what are you talking about? We'll see. We'll play it by ear. How about that? We'll play it by ear. Can't make anything. The only thing I can commit is being there. Train is coming. Yeah, so we anticipate on going to the court hearing of Luigi Mangione on Friday in New York. That will be interesting. We'll see what's outside the courthouse. We'll actually try to go in. I don't know if they'll have to be. I don't know if there'll be select seating, because you know when he had that court hearing before, there was a lot of supporters trying to get those few seats. So we'll take a trip into Central Park. We'll go where he got shot. We'll go to the key locations centered around the case. And we'll go to the hospital. And I don't know, man. Taking a risk going into New York City. Take the train. Take the train, not the subway. Take the train from Connecticut. Take the train from Connecticut. I'll start out in Connecticut. We'll go down there early in the morning, get down there and see what's up. Trains start really. Oh, she's out. So tell us what happened. I'm gonna say, what happened? Tell us what happened.
Nothing. It hasn't started.
It hasn't even started.
No.
What's the plan? Like, what is this about?
I have no idea what's going on. They're just sitting there not doing anything. Lotus hasn't showed up. The prosecutor, nobody's in there.
Gotcha. Are you planning going in?
Yeah, I just came out to smoke. Don't air that.
Yeah. Well, we're live. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm not trying to smoke on camera.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. They're delayed, so I just came
delayed.
out for a minute.
All right. Good intel. Thank you. All right. So they haven't even started yet, folks. They haven't even started. So I thought maybe they'd be ending by now. How much battery we got? We're still good. We got 36%. We're still good. We're still good. Yeah, a lot of times at these court hearings, if you don't, Angela Jones, thank you. From England. We love our England friends. We love our England friends. A lot of times at these court hearings, if they are closed or there are no cameras or whatnot, you got to rely on intel from people inside. We did that with the Richard Allen. Some other cases too that you would have to rely on the people to come out and share what's the tea, spill the tea, what happened. Could there be an insanity plea in the making? That is a great question. That is a great question. I considered that could be an option that they have on their table. Would she ultimately get away with that? Do they have not guilty by reason of insanity in the state of Connecticut? Let's see. Diminished capacity-wise or guilty but mentally ill? Let's see. Do they have not guilty by reason of insanity in Connecticut? Yes. It says, yes, Connecticut has a not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect defense, commonly referred to as the not guilty by reason of insanity plea. This defense allows a defendant to be acquitted if they can prove they lack the substantial capacity to appreciate the wrongfulness of their actions or to control their conduct due to a mental disease or defect at the time of the crime. Would she go for that? Honestly, I think that would probably be our best option, right? Because there's no reasonable way you can explain to a jury why you did this, particularly when the husband died a year prior, over a year prior. So he died over a year prior. There's no reason, like we've said already. If she wants to go and say this is the ex-husband or her husband's fault who died because he was living in the house, yeah, that might have worked if he was just died or he was there, and then she could say that the husband was part of this and holding him captive or whatnot, but not after he dies. You still have a year and you're still holding him like that and subjecting this man to these deplorable conditions. Nah, it's not going to work. No jury is going to buy that line of BS. They're just not. They're just not going to buy it. Or are they going to try to say the victim is a willing participant, or the victim? If the victim was so-called captured, why didn't the victim try to escape other ways, or the victim was cool with this and content? I don't think so. Notice the victim set his own home on fire. He's not charged for setting his own home on fire. Police and the prosecutors consider the victim a victim that escaped years and years of torture. Probably Stockholm Syndrome, manipulation, mentally, the victim was probably, subjected to all types of things, and he couldn't reasonably make decisions. It's pure evil what she did. It's pure evil what she did. We know she did it. I know there is presumption of innocence, and I know she gets her day in court and everything. But we're also entitled to our opinions too. I actually tweeted out and I said, this case We can cover a lot of cases. Every case is bad. This is real. This is no less than murdering somebody in cold blood. Like, this is on that level. It might even be worse. Only because this man lost all of his teens. He lost proms, school friends, school education, adapting, brain developing, through to he's up to 25, lost his early 20s, lost all his 20s. No job, no nothing. Doesn't understand the functions of life, probably doesn't even understand the concept of money, bills, responsible living, nothing. It's torture. It's torture. And if you were literally, let me just say this, if he's 32, he was held captive more times in his life than he wasn't. Think about that. He was held in captivity more than he was on this earth. Scary. Scary. It's very, very scary. Now, I don't know I should have asked, how's he doing? I should have said, how's he doing? Like, did he get his weight back? I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask them. I'm going to ask them. I'm going to ask her a question. If she's still talking to the question, how's his weight? Did he gain some strength? He got some inchures? Is he healthy now? 68 pounds is literally, you're dwindling away. You're at your last legs. I don't blame him for setting the home on fire. You have no way out. And I'm shocked that the neighbors didn't even know what was going on there. And the neighbors have spoken out. They said they didn't even know this guy existed. They didn't even know that.
I made it out. I had no jail time. You know what I mean?
Said he's free. No jail time. Made it out. Made it out. A lot of these guys come out and come to the podium and they're like, they come to the podium. I don't know if these people are packing it up or what. I don't know if they're packing up or what. Pack it up, pack it in. I swear that guy looked like, We're just waiting. We're waiting for Kimberly Sullivan hearing to take place. We're gonna stick on. I don't think the hearing lasts more than 10 minutes, if that. 10 years. He said 10 years over there. 10 years. Eavesdropping their conversation. Media, right? Colleagues. Hey, how you doing? How's your network doing? They all compete with one another, right? For ratings. But I guess they all have this like code that they conduct. Now, when I was over there talking to the family, I was the first one to approach. All these media swarm over there. This one dude kind of like starts bumping into me and kind of bullying me and pushing me a little bit out of the way and stuff like that. I was going to say, yo, don't touch me. Kind of like, they want to get their cameras and push other people out of the way so they can get their shot. It's like, I was here first. They're aggressive, yeah, they're aggressive. Sometimes. I actually like the Daily Mail, paparazzi type journalists that are just lurking around and just SI someone. And just run up on someone. Do you have a battery pack on your phone? Unfortunately, I don't. Look, we got police. Police out here. Police on the street. Police. There he goes. On a bike. Bike patrol. Bike patrol. I don't know if this hearing's happening or what. What are we doing here? Thank you everyone for the support on the channel. We're gonna do serial killer hunting later on. We're just gonna keep it here for a little bit as far as this goes. When battery runs out, I'll just use the other phone. All right. We got a special guest coming. We got a special guest coming. We got a special guest. We got a special guest. What do we got?
Here we are.
We got Magnolia and little Rio. We brought little Rio here.
We're gonna go to the park over here.
Are you gonna go to the park? Mm-hmm. Here, I'll walk over and we'll go to the park.
Well, I don't want you to miss the.
Well, he'll come out. I don't think it happens yet. All right, enjoy yourself at the park. I'll catch you in a bit.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that.
Yeah, Magnolia's walking the dog to the park. And bring little Rio. Rio's a news hound. Rio's a news hound. Magnolia is my eyes and ears from afar. Magnolia's perched out, saying who's watching, who's coming. She instantly. Oh, we got. Clear the sky. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. I believe you may have some questions. I don't have any prepared remarks, but if you have a couple questions, I'd be more than happy to answer whatever I could.
Did anything happen behind closed doors, some of the motions that were filed?
Not much is happening today. The case was continued. Today was just kind of a lot of administrative, some housekeeping stuff. Nothing's been ruled upon or decided at this time.
We had heard that you're hoping that Kimberly can get her cell phone back. Can you get into that?
Yeah, we do anticipate that'll be returned probably later this week. We do anticipate that motion being granted.
And how about the other one in terms of changing the address on a protective order? Maybe she can get back in the house?
With respect to the protective order, we do believe that'll be addressed at the next court date. We don't anticipate any issues with that either.
Is she open to live there, just get some things out of the house?
We'll see. That's all to be determined.
What's the next court date?
The next court date will be May 27th.
Will your client accept responsibility?
My client has done nothing wrong. She is adamant that she is innocent, and she is innocent of anything until a jury decides otherwise.
This young man put out a statement, I believe last week. He put out a statement the next day. He didn't seem too thrilled that he put that out. Can you get into one?
I think our statement speaks for itself. We responded to it. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said about it.
What's your hope walking away from today? Where do you hope to be now?
We're in a good spot right now. We've gotten a lot of discovery in the case. We're going through it all. There is more discovery that the state will be providing to us. We believe they're working diligently on getting that to us. We are preparing our defense, and we're looking forward to our day in court.
Are you looking to change the location of this?
That waits to be determined. You know, obviously one of our concerns is making sure our client gets a fair trial. So obviously we pay attention to what's being reported and how it's being reported and how she's being portrayed in the media. Obviously we have some concerns. Some media outlets have used very inflammatory language, have already convicted her, and that's obviously a problem. So we're obviously going to push back on that. But when the time comes, we're going to try and find jurors that can be fair and impartial, and jurors that have not made up their mind based on the limited information they've been provided.
Can you speak to the removal of the GPS monitor? Is that something that you're hoping to see happen?
Yes. So we actually, an appeal was filed of the court's prior ruling that is currently pending before the appellate court. Attorney Paz filed that on our behalf. The state did file a response. We are waiting for the court to make a decision.
And your widely publicized cases, are going to be hard to find jurors that are not impartial. I mean, how do you expect that process to go?
It's going to be a long process. It'll be a tedious process. But in Connecticut, we have what's called individual voir dire. So we will be able to talk to jurors one at a time. And, you know, we're hopeful to find people that will keep an open mind and that have not already made a decision in this case.
Okay, one more, guys.
Does she love her stepson?
Sure she does.
What's Norm Pattis's role in the
That's it.
case?
Thank you.
What's
Thank
Norm
you very
Pattis?
much. I can answer that one. Attorney Pattis's office filed the appeal of the appellate of the bond issue. So Attorney Paz from Pattis's office, Pattis's partner, is handling that, and so that's their involvement in the case. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
So, I really wanted to say something. I already said it earlier. These people might use it against me to say it. An unhinged man confronted Kimberly Sullivan's attorney outside the courthouse. We said what we had to say when he was coming in. We do it both, quasi. It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. So she comes back to court in May. That's what he said. May. So it's wrapping up. Everything is wrapping up. Not too exciting. I kind of wish she would have been out here. It would have been more interesting, but we will be back. We will be back. It just inspired me to come back. Eventually, she's gonna have to come and face the news. Oh yeah. I should get. I'm gonna get her contact information. I'm gonna sign off in a minute and do some talking, and I'm gonna get her contact information, and so she could fill me in on what's going on. Maybe she might not give me the contact information. I'm gonna at least ask. All right, folks. Boots on the ground out here in Waterbury, Connecticut. I'll be back. I'm gonna charge the phone up, and I'll be back in the next hour, and we'll go in front of the house, and I'll show you the neighborhood. I'll show you the house. We'll do a whole tour of the house outside on a public street. We'll stand out there and see the house, see the neighborhood, and give you guys perspective of all that. All right. Reporting for Waterbury, JLR Investigate. Boots on the ground. Sub to the channel, like, hit the notification button. I'll talk to you soon. I'm gonna go exchange some numbers. Have a good day, folks. JLR Investigates.